Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I have my TBR video for the month of January 2024, entering the new year now. I have 5 books on my TBR, which is very exciting. Continuing a few series, starting a new series as well, and I also have a standalone on my TBR. So first, one of my goals for this year is I want to do a lot more rereads, and so I have a reread on my list for this month, and that is going to be Lost Stars, Star Wars Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. I want to reread this one, first of all, because it was the first canon book that I read, or one of the first canon books I read. After the first couple High Republic books. And it's been a while since I read it and want to reread it again because I don't remember it terribly well, but I do remember really enjoying it. And also because, I like doing kind of themed months on the channel. For example, in October, I did some horror book reviews. In February, if I am able to, at the moment I only have a couple of more romance-leaning books to tie in with Valentine's Day. Maybe I'll be able to get some more, but I want to read Lost Stars and then have my review go up in February to coincide with kind of a monthly theme. And I do also have some other stuff that I'm thinking about reading in February to kind of fit with that theme as well. And the reason I'm doing Lost Stars in January is because I want to make sure I have the chance to read it and finish it and record my review for it, and then I can put it out in February. So that is my first one that I'm planning to read. Very excited to reread it. Second one is going to be not a reread. The rest of these are not rereads. The next one is going to be The Titan's Curse, which is book 3 of the Percy Jackson series. I read the first 2 books last year and enjoyed them a decent amount, and I want to get through the rest of the series. I was hoping to finish it by the end of last year, but I did not manage that. Just had a lot of other stuff that I wanted to get to, and this just kind of fell by the wayside. But I do want to finish this series by, a few months from now. Have gotten through the last 3 books, and so I'm going to read the next one this month. Looking forward to that as well. The next one that I'm planning to read is, again, continuing a series, and that is the New Jedi Order, Star Wars series, with Destiny's Way, which is book 14, I think. I think it's book 14. I have really been enjoying this series recently. The last handful of books that I have read in the series have been among my favorites, especially Traitor, the last book. So I'm very excited to get back into this series, and it's been a couple months since I've read anything from it, so I'm looking forward to diving back in. Finally getting very close to the end of this series, which is exciting, and I hope to be able to finish this series within the first half of this year. So we'll see if I can manage to do that. I think I probably can. As of this moment, I still need to get my hands on the last book in the series, so hopefully soon I can get that one and finish the series in a few months. The next one that I have is a standalone, which is The Last Ritual by S.A. Sidor, I believe. This is an Arkham horror novel. This is one that I was kind of hoping to read in October because it's a horror book, but I didn't get to it. I can't remember if I had it on my TBR that month or not, but either way, I didn't get to it. So I want to read it this month. I did enjoy the other Arkham horror novel that I read, which was The Mask of Silver. I thought it was, a little underwhelming in some places, but it was still pretty decent. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I want to read more Arkham horror books. I want to read more Lovecraftian horror, and Arkham horror draws very heavily on Lovecraft because it's based on a board game or a card game or something that is based in Lovecraft's work. And since I have finished all of Lovecraft's work, at least the vast majority of it, I want to get into other authors' interpretations of his work. Don't really know anything about this one, but it's an Arkham horror novel, and it's, I assume, going to be a bit Lovecraftian, so I'm quite excited, and I hope that I enjoy it. The final book that I have on my TBR is one that I have had on my list for a very long time and am only now just going to be getting around to, which is of Sea and Shadow by, I can't remember his name, Will White. You may have heard Will White's name in reference to the Cradle series, which is definitely his most popular series. It's one of the most popular self-published fantasy series of recent years. This is one of his other series that he released before Cradle, I believe. This is, I can't remember the name of the series, but it is basically a set of two trilogies that kind of work together. I've heard some people recommend reading the first book of each trilogy, then the second book, then the third book, and so that's probably what I'm going to do. At first I was thinking of reading each trilogy by itself, but since I've seen some people recommend reading each book, like each first book and then each second book, in that order, I'm probably going to do that. I got these books quite a long time ago, like last spring, for free on Kindle, because it was the author's birthday and they gave away pretty much all his books for free, so I wanted to get started on some of those. And I thought about starting Cradle, but this series seemed really interesting to me because it kind of has that two trilogies that occur pretty much simultaneously and are very heavily tied in together. I think it's a really interesting concept, so I really want to read them. So that is going to be the other book that I am going to read this month. So that pretty much wraps up my TBR. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, and all that stuff, which ones you're most excited to hear my thoughts on, and all of that. So that pretty much wraps up this video. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.